Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It will soon be here. Any day now. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday is gone. Yesterday is gone. Is this thing set up right? Do I need to click my mouse up here? Hey, I feel like this is a little too close, but we'll find out. Dun, dun. Your countdown has ended in your Instagram feed. That means it's time to grow your stream seed. Now just add water and press the button there. And broadcast this thing into the internet air. But first, let's see what that was. Whoop. Light's still green. The Hudson's Bay Company wants to sell me stuff. People upstairs are dropping things. People upstairs are dropping things. People upstairs now. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Ripley. Meow. We didn't change over the audio thing. There we go. Phew. Phew. That was close. All right. Just wait for the mouse to reconnect. Why does the mouse keep disconnecting? Why does something always stop working as soon as I press that, make that light go green? I tell you what. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, Ripley, where's the pen? There we go. All right, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Ripley? Meow. Meow, 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 meow. All right, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. And bad mistakes, we've made a few, but still I think to myself that I'll come through. And then the beat just goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Hey, it goes on and on and 'cause we are the champions, my friend. Do. And we'll keep on fighting till the end. La 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 la. Champions of what? What are we the champions of right now? I don't know. Champions of nothing? I think we're the champions of nothing. That's okay. And we'll keep on fighting each other. We're going to keep on fighting each other until the bitter end of whatever. Whoever, you know, two may enter, only one may leave, etc.
Tell your friends,
Hey, Space Goose.
and tell your hot mom.
Hey, Pat.
There's no such thing as grownups.com.
Sexy pterodon. Is the volume too quiet? Am I being too quiet? Ripley, it does look like it's a little bit lower than normal. What did we do? Oh, the microphone is in shot. That's highly unprofessional. And let me just do a little click it over here. Let's click this up. And Ripley, Hey, sweetest angel. Um, just adjust the mixie. Oh, good. Let me just knock everything down for a minute. That's fine. And let's turn this back up. Slightly. And get this out of the thing. Oh my god. Ripley! Acted like we were so on the ball today. Check 1 2 in the microphone. Check 1 2 1 2. Is this a test? Camera 1. Hello. Let me resync everything real quick. Camera 1. Use buffering. That looks right. Anyway, as per usual, my name is Curtis. Milo's always over here. And I clicked in the thing. My shortcut keys still don't work the way I want them to. Oh, that's fine. Nobody needs your shortcuts to anything. Just make it. Wait, is that the right one? There it is. Hey, CTK, what you saying today? La 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 la. The show's all about me? No, it's not all about you. It's all about me and the things that I see and do in the week. And we draw some comics. So I'm already in the middle of some pages here that should end out the book. And I don't know, a lot of this is just reuse from the page before. So we're going to be doing a little bit of kind of tracing. And I'm not going to show you the text for these ones because it reveals everything. And it's kind of stuff that I'd rather be a bit of a surprise to force people to buy the book. Like I said before, a lot of the pages, if you want to call them, all the strips that are on Instagram, most of them have more pages after that. And keep those secret so that then you have to pay money for them. It's a real simple scam. Simple, drug dealer business plan. You get the first bit for free, and then you got to buy the rest from me. Yeah, I just can't think of any other way to do this other than Apple tabbing. If I click here, and it should be in the right place. So in theory, I'll be like, draw. Drawing camera. There we go. So this is one of the endings to the book. The book has at least like 3 endings right now, and then it kind of keeps going, which I think is fun. And go back 1 frame. So there's some faceless Curtis, and we're gonna redraw this little guy here, or girl, I don't know yet, but he and or she has to be way cuter. I just did that real quick, and I'm just like, nope, does not contain enough cuteness to fulfill the needs of this particular story. So first we'll do a new Curtis anyway, and then we'll pick a proper brush. And the pressure sensitivity, there we go. We'll go back up a bit thick. Let's go with a 5. Ghost Curtis, he's there for a second, solving your mysteries, what the heck in it? Ghost Curtis, what did he see? Ghost Curtis, crimes by me. Me is I guess the villain in each episode will be the one singing the theme song, and thus destroying any suspense for the rest of the episode. So, what do we have to talk about today? Today, I'm not really quick on the Apple tabbing over here. Today, I I made notes. I don't know where they are. I think it's that post-it note way back there behind the camera. But as per usual as well, let's play a good old-fashioned game of it did sound like Tree Wizard. That's probably where I stole it from. You have to also keep in mind that anytime I do sing a song, it is never ever 100% my own musical thought because I don't have those. I don't understand music that much. But even that tree wizard, he's making balloons. Tree wizard checking the balloons. But that's also another song that I don't really know, but it's like one of those. Bill and Ted but cats mentioned me in their story. Oh, they're the best internet cats, the best Instagram cats. Da da da, check and see. Hot blooded, here I be. I think that's what I was thinking of as well, but I think you're more correct in recognizing my own thoughts for me because I was definitely more connected to Ramesh Ranganathan's Tree Wizard from the Taskmaster. Why? How many episodes of the Taskmaster are there? Not that many. How many have I watched? All of them. How many times? All the times. How many times is all the times? Ah, I wish these buttons worked the way I want them to. So many times that every time you fall asleep, you're usually falling asleep to British people doing weird tasks. And when you wake up, you're like, oh, another day? You know what'll make this day seem better? So British people doing weird tasks and hilariousness and Bob Mortimer. Yeah, that's my jam. It's never not uplifting all the time. No, I still haven't. I forgot to even look. There's a bunch of them where I'm like, if anybody doesn't know, there's a show. They did an American version for a minute. I couldn't be bothered to watch it, but the British version, this show called Taskmaster. If you're not Space Goonie or Pat and you're watching along, mostly this is the Space Goonie and Pat listen to me talk at them show. But we're mildly obsessed with Taskmaster. And it's the best. It's the best thing in the world. And since everything shut down, they started putting out these home tasks. So on YouTube, Alex Horn is like, hey, here's your task for today. Turn your bathroom into some sort of like nightclub. Make something big out of something small or whatever. Like trying to just do a weird thing. And I don't know, it always starts on like Monday or whatever. So I'm like, ugh, that's when I start my work week. I'm not sitting over here going, what am I going to do with myself today? Like, aside from my regular job, I always have 75 projects on the go, just for my own amusement and entertainment. And, just Taskmaster. There's no dog Taskmaster. But yeah, I watch it on YouTube. Just at the Taskmaster YouTube channel. They have almost all the seasons are there now, or they're getting there, but they keep putting a new episode every week. So basically, I just keep going back to watching ones I've watched before, as they come out on YouTube. But lately, I've been watching a bunch of. Well, I still, for some reason, keep watching just like weird Nintendo history by YouTube guys. Like, hey, did you know the history of this Ninja Turtles game? Like, no, I didn't. Let's watch that. Like, I can't believe I'm watching this, and I hate this. This is more annoying than anything. But he kind of brought up some things that I want to know. And oh god, I didn't write this down. I'll try to remember what it was. I ended up watching this weird, just kind of a 20-minute documentary thing on something that's just like, why would anybody even take the time to do this? But now I'm watching it and I'm not stopping till the end because now I need to know about some dumb pop culture thing that who cares. But speaking of those things, one I can remember that I just watched today, that just came out today, is there's a new JonTron out that is amazing. I remember talking about it on the podcast when it came out. I at least watched the first episode, if not a second episode. I feel like it's something that should have gotten shut down by the third episode. No, I didn't. Ooh, I'll have to check that out. Is that just on regular signal noise? That guy's always doing stuff. Now he's doing his own documentaries. But yeah, JonTron watched for the first time Kid Nation. If you don't remember, that was a thing where they were like, hey, we're just doing any kind of reality show now. So we got 40 kids, we got 40 parents to sign off on sending our kids to the desert to try and survive, just like Lord of the Flies. And I remember just being sick watching it because it's like, hey, this is the dumbest, worst thing in the world. But, excuse me, mostly like sick with myself because I'm just like, I'm really only watching this to see if any of the kids turn to murder. Like, I do not want to watch a show about kids deciding whether or not to murder and eat each other. But that's definitely what this show is going for, and that's what I'm waiting for. So I can't watch this show. It's like I don't want to, I don't go watching NASCARs for the exact same reason. Like, I also don't want to watch. I don't want watch kids run around in circles. I don't want to watch cars drive around in circles. And in both of those instances, I feel like the probability of death is too high, and I can't do that. Like even the ones where they're like, "Hey, you're going to be out in this jungle and it's crazy, but you can give in at any time." And so many of those where it's just like, "Oh my god, I'm dying. I'm just dying." Like then just give up and go home. Like the guy is right there. Like there's a crew right there. Like just say I'm done. I'm dying, but they won't do anything until you're like actually dying. And on still those, I'm just like, what? How is this a thing? How is this a thing? And it because of sports. That's why. Like we all want to watch Running Man, the Running Man version of football. How the XFL didn't stay a thing. Maybe it wasn't violent enough, or extreme football, whatever. I think that was just XFL. But anyway, JonTron does the best. It's only 20 some minutes, so it's like you get everything you need with great little skit type things to accentuate the points. And I mean, his stuff is always fantastic. But if you're looking for 20 minutes of YouTube craziness, it's the craziest. And then let's cheat. Copy and paste him down here. Keep the same body. Cause I'm lazy. Now, that wasn't on my notes at all. I do know that at the very top of my notes, above the little part of it that says notes, because I still have to label it in case somebody checks my work. I don't know. I wrote frogs. Just the word frogs. That's all I needed because it was so, I'm going to even call it refreshing. Such a nice, refreshing thing that, normally I spend some time on here going, Facebook is the worst thing in the world. It still is. And today, oh man, that would be so perfect. Hey, so aren't you broadcasting on the Facebooks today, as far as you know? So wouldn't this be the one day or the first day of many where you don't take a long steamy turn all over the Facebook industry and the things that are posted there? Is that what's gonna happen? No, not at all. Still gotta take some turns on Facebook because it's still wicked evil. Um, yeah, we'll stick with evil. But the thing that actually bothers me is the rampant, depressing sadness and just fighting that's just going on. Just hey, look at that! Everyone's going nuts. Fantastic. Close. Um, but today, in amongst all of the nonsense, that's just like you can't even have fun with this. It's too terrible. Too much sadness and sickness and death and hate crimes and again, there's too many things. Why can't we just have a virus, right? Hey, we're gonna have a virus. Yeah, it's terrible. Like, and also, we're gonna have some hate crimes. No, no, one thing at a time. All right, like, this is already big enough. Yeah, but I want to go crazy during it. Like, no, 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 one thing at a time. All right, you're all acting like a bunch of crazy cats over here. Okay, um, but but today I was just like, oh my god, I am so angry. I'm so angry at this post. And so happy that it's like, I'm going to comment. This is such a meaningless, dumb thing that I can enjoy being Facebook angry at, like I used to 4 years ago, and then it's just like this is going nowhere. Everyone's getting real angry, and it's making me real angry and sad, and Facebook isn't fun anymore. But today, I do a quick scroll through. I'm just like, oh hey, it's Space Goonie's birthday. It was Space Goonie's birthday. I didn't even notice, and that was the good thing. Bad thing, bad thing, bad thing. A bunch of terrible memes from 80 years ago, and then my cousin, who sometimes is on here, he had a little post of a picture of a frog. Maybe you've already seen it. And next to that frog is a picture of Kermit the Frog. And totally fine with that. Totally fine with that. But I read the headline said, real life Kermit the Frog found in Brazil or wherever. And I'm just like, whatever. And I started to scroll back, and then I was like, no, that's too dumb. That's too dumb and pointless. This is fine. This is a dumbness I can enjoy. I finally watched the Nevada lady with the what's his face interview, and I'm just like, wow, this is painfully stupid. Like, I want to go outside and fight someone. This is so stupid. But the frog thing was just like, okay, cool. Let's have fun with words for 5 seconds. So I just went into the comments, like nobody's even commented here, so nobody to fight with or to go against. I'm just gonna say my thing, and I was just like, no, they did not. I'm no scientist, but I can see as clear as day from here that that frog is not fuzzy. He doesn't have a little collar thing. He's not standing on two legs and interviewing small children about the alphabet at all. Like, it's just a frog, other than it was very green and it had white eyes instead of, like, the greenish, brownish, whatever frogs usually tend to have. But beyond that, exactly, Space Cootie, like, unless, if it was standing on its hind legs, then it's like, yes, oh my god, you have found a real life Kermit the Frog. Like, but what you now, maybe, I don't know what these scientists are getting into when they're kids. Maybe they didn't watch anything else. Because Kermit the Frog is based on frogs. So he's going to look a little bit like all frogs. And two, this little green frog looked exactly the same as every single cartoon frog ever, ever, ever drawn. Ever. Aggressively relaxing. That is the best name ever. Oh man. Oh, I want to steal that. I need a segment that's just called, all right, guys, let's aggressively relax for a minute about this, okay? Let's all aggressively relax. And this segment is brought to us by Aggressively Relaxing over on YouTube. I'm going to say follow them. Hopefully they're not over there committing hate crimes. But I feel that's what this is right now. Like, let's aggressively relax. Like, let's get angry and just spirited. Let's go with that word. Let's just be filled with energy about something that's not, that doesn't matter for a little while. Like, so anyway, I, of course, and I'm like, I can't get this spirited without doing a little bit of research. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to skim through this article at least. So I'm skimming through, and it's like, hey, we were sitting here, and then this frog hopped out of the leaf next to us, and we're like, look at this guy, yay! Or were you guys out licking toads, and you were like, whoa, it's like Muppets. This one's like a Muppet. Oh my god, you know, like, Bert, you're like a real life Bert, right? Like, yeah, those Muppets are supposed to be humans, and the bird is that's just what you're doing it wrong. It's the same as when people would report, like, it's like a real life CSI. No, CSI is already a real life thing. A crime scene investigation, those happen. What? A lot of news people should be fired. Like, should be just take their newspaper license away. What's a newspaper? Anyway, over here, we'll start just doodling some stuff. We're just gonna have some fun with trying to figure out what's the cutest thing. But you know what makes that easier? Not looking at the old version. Accumulated trash. Oh, that one's pretty good too. That one will be good for Ryan Atkinson, who pops up here every once in a while. He's got some usually fairly disturbing memes on his Instagram. The name of which is Urethra? No, Urethra Franklin or Urethra Franklin? Urethra Franklin? They're both weird names, but accumulated trash sounds like also his number 2 idea. All right, it's be all body. He doesn't need any little legs or any all head. I mean, doesn't need little legs or little feet. It's looking an awful lot like original Major Penguin. So I scroll through and it says that stuff, but then it shows some more pictures. One of which is like the underside of the Kermit the Frog. And that's something we always see because Kermit the Frog stands up and is all, Argh! The underside of this frog is see-through. It is like fully see-through. You can see everything inside. You can almost see through his arms and legs. So I go back to my comment and comment on my comment like, oh, I see now. Like ... I scroll down. He's got a transparent belly, just like Kermit the Frog does. Those guys are on drugs, and I want their scientific credentials revoked. Or the reporter, whichever one. But man, oh man, like I said, super nice to be upset. To want to fight with something that doesn't matter. Oh, definitely. One of the other weird things about phones, frogs, SpaghettiOs, watching all those weird Nintendo documentary things is seeing all like check out this again controller, check out this and that same thing like back when everything was transparent. Here's the transparent this, here's the transparent that, and I really really wanted transparent stuff, like at least a phone. The idea of being able to see inside the phone was just like, of course, as a kid, picturing like it's a a game of mousetrap inside there, like ring. But no, it just there's not a whole lot of moving parts in there. Really, what I wanted was I'm saying Mechaneck. Again, I don't think you could see inside Mechaneck, but Roboto and or Mechaneck, He-Man figures who you could see inside, and there were some gears in at least Roboto. I think something moved when they moved. Still want to keep the little eyes like everybody else. I'll get closer together. Oh, there we go. He's getting a little cuter. He's going to need a little beak. Little beak. Meow. Too little. Hello, guys. I'm just little and adorable. I don't know why you just gave me Milo strips. Oh, maybe he needs... Oh, a little Bieber fringe. A little classic. Oh, look at me. I'm quite cool. Mom! I can see inside this telephone. My friends are gonna think I'm poor. Oh, I can't see through their He-Man brand phones, and it's got a sticker of He-Man on it. There's nothing transparent about that, Mom. Do you even love me? Oh, shut up and buy me Bone Storm, Mom. Again, I have no idea if the Facebook connected or if it did. I don't know that the chat comes through here as well. People may just be talking on Facebook. And hi Facebook, if you're watching. I don't know. Amanda's probably there. Hi, Amanda. If you're done washing your kids. Washing your kids in the sink. It should be on the... Oh, I should have grabbed the iPad. It should be on the... The no such thing as Grown-Ups Facebook. Facebook. Yeah, I set up a bunch of stuff over the weekend. It should have like posted a notification and whatnot. I don't see nothing. I don't think I exist on Facebook. What a waste of time. Well, I don't know. I guess I'll have to do some testing. Do something. That definitely did not work. Call me furious. It's checked on. Settings. Edit settings. Continue with stream. Save. It says it's sending data. So it's trying to, but it can't seem to do it, I guess. Because YouTube, it says 4 people are watching. Twitch, it says 5 people are watching. Hi, everybody. And Facebook is just doing nothing. that's disappointing because it cost money. So anyway, meanwhile, in news that we don't want to talk about, I know I had two different things. So one was going for a walk in the evening, and just thinking like, I just gotta go for a walk. Actually, let's find something fun real quick. Let's cleanse the palate with a hey, here's something I made. Oops. Meow. Where's my bill folder? All right, I think if I move this down here, and in theory, this, perfect. So on the weekend, I made this with the Bill and Ted But Cats. They had a picture posted of Bill in two different poses, and I'm like, oh, I have to animate that. I just can't not. So that's what I did with my time, and that was fun. And the other thing, oh yes, that was the other thing. So I won't play it, but I wanted to talk about the making of. So again, if you follow on Instagram, I believe I put it on YouTube as well. I think it's in the Instagram Live. Where I'm sitting out there with my keyboard and I'm like about to make a little fun song for fun. Oh, poop. Poop, poop, poop. And then the neighbors upstairs start screaming like crazy, and it's pretty loud. And I'll have to admit, the actual audio is a lot clearer and definitely super crazy. But it's not actually what it sounds like in my living room. There were some people. There's a guy here doing some work on the building last week. So he came to my door the other day and was like, hey, can I just open your door and fix the flooring here? Like, yeah, wow, I can't believe, because it's not really needs to be fixed. They just didn't finish doing it. There's like 2 sections of the floor where he just stopped and went away like 12 months ago. And I mean, so long ago, like I've almost done it myself a few times. And I'm like, I don't even know what I would do here, but I'm pretty sure it's just flooring that you stick down. There's no tools required. I just need some glue because I don't think these have the sticky parts. So yeah, I don't know. So he's like doing something. Then he was like, I'll have to come back later once I get some glue, unless you have some glue. And then I realized, oh yeah, you're the guy that was always doing stuff. He's the guy who was swearing on the other side of the door, and he's definitely not a handyman. He's somebody who's taken a job doing some handyman type stuff, and he's doing his best. Maybe he has some kind of training, but for the most part, he's definitely making it up as he goes along. Because literally, if whatever it was, like hammering stuff in the other apartment, just like bang, bang, oh, F and F and F, bang, bang, oh my God, moving stuff, oh, like every little thing was just falling apart in his hands, I guess. Sandcastles in the sand, as it were. And so he's like, yeah, in case, unless you have some glue. And I'm like, I usually do have different kinds of glue, but for the most part, I've just got hot glue. So we're not doing that. I'm not even offering that because you probably will take it. But I'm like, I have some super glue at least. Is super glue fine? And oh, now it's down here. Oh, I clicked away. Oh, I miss when it used to work proper. And he was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, no, it's not. But here you go. Take the super glue. glue down this one little tile. And away you go. He's doing a little Kearney jig. So once he was gone after a while, I'm just like, oh, cool. So he's not coming back to clean up. He's never done it before. I guess I'll go clean up the hallway. So I just went out and swept. Nothing that crazy. Just like, I don't know why there's a crayon out here. I'm going to assume he was doing some of his marking off of things with a Crayola crayon. Why else would I think otherwise? Other than I'm a bit of a monster, but precedent and evidence, etc. Bad mistakes. I've made a few. Oh wait, what am I doing? Most of this is already clean. Cut. Paste. Ah, ye pasted every one of us. So I'm out there sweeping away. Do-do-do-do-do-do. What is going on? And then they just start screaming at each other for like, I don't know, 5 seconds or whatever. I'm like, all right, I guess that was over. But it was basically the same as in the video. Like, how dare you? You're this, you're that. I love you. And I'm like, that's crazy. But then they kept going. And I had my phone. So I hit record and I recorded it. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I might just send it to like Space Goonie and be like, hey, this is what's going on in the apartment right now. Isn't this romantic? And instead, I thought, hey, I'm going to make a video with this. So I just laid it in to a video and then I just recorded myself. I wasn't even listening to it. Like, my reaction was 100%. Like, I hit play on it and I could see that it was playing. So I'm like, as long as it's playing, I'll just keep reacting to it. So at a certain point when it kind of gets quiet and I'm like, what's going on? Are they walking over there? And then they were. And I'm like, I'm a wizard, I guess. I don't know. I'm at one with the ghost in the machine. Oh, that's what's going on here. So it wasn't really that loud and crazy as it's like, it sounds like they're almost in the room, but it's like they were half out in the hallway, I think. Excuse me. And then after that part that's in the video, it was just like, well, I'm out of here. Like, God, I don't want you here anyway. And then away he stormed. And then when I was leaving with my mask and my gloves on, one day, they're coming back in. I think it was them. I still am not even sure which people it is, but these two people were coming in with like laundry, like, do. And all I could think was like, it's definitely you two. Like, you two are definitely the age of what I heard the screaming of, and you definitely got to back together, didn't you? So I'm gonna say next weekend. Yeah, probably next weekend we'll be in we'll have 2 drinks and a fight. Yeah, 3 drinks and a fight, probably. This will be great. But they walked in and I was just like, hey-oh, in my mask and stuff, and they were just looking at me like, ugh, idiot. And I was like, fine. I'll think you're idiots too. And assume you're the people from the thing. So that's where that came from. Somebody fixing the floor. But the other part of my going out in the world story is I need to go for a walk because I've been locked in here for a while and it's weird to not go for walks. And like I talked about before, cookie boobs, etc. Like, how many cookies do you eat? What do you mean? Like, one bag or two? I do one bag at a time, like a normal person now, right? Like, isn't that's how we eat cookies? Um, but as discussed last week, everyone's gone a little bit too crazy, like violence crazy, when they should be locked down and just being aggressively relaxed. And instead, they're just being aggressively insert whatever you want into the next blank. So I'm already on this weird nervousness because 1 hour was already just like I feel crazy going for a walk with a mask on, and I feel crazy thinking about all of the stuff and just feeling weird just passing people on the street now where I didn't before. Yeah, I still did, but now it's just like, who's got guns? Who's going nuts right now? Is somebody out on the tear, or are you just out for a walk / drive right now? And for some reason, it's like every second time I wear my mask, it's just super fogged up. And other times I'm like, nailed it. I can breathe and my glasses aren't fogged up. I don't know what I'm doing this time, but I am doing it right. Like LL Cool J style, doing it and doing it and doing it well, breathing and not getting foggy as hell. All sad robot face. So I'm just going for a walk, and like I said, at this point it is like getting dark or whatever. It's like dark. It's dark enough that I'm like, should I just turn around? It's like a 15-minute walk. Like I've been walking for like 10 minutes. Like I can walk for 10 more minutes, right? Without getting shot? Can I? I don't know. Like, and then because my glasses was suddenly just like fog up and a car would be in the distance and all I can see is the lights, immediately the only thing I could think of was like, oh, that's definitely a car full of maniacs. That car has a gun. And I started doing this thing where I'd be looking at the sidewalk and I was just judging like, oh, you could jump this sidewalk no problem. This isn't even an issue of like jumping the curb. This little stretch is almost designed to pick people off that are on the sidewalk. Like that's what I've just decided. Oh my god, like this walk is aggressively unrelaxing. Oh, I'm stealing it. So whatever. Like literally the like 2 cars passed where I'm like, that's normal. That's a normal car. And one, for some reason, the speed, the angle at which it came over the horizon, and it was like, this is just because of my own just cinematic, thinking. This has nothing to do with the real world. Like that car, like, oh my god. And I was just like, still, I'm like just walking, and just the life draining out of me of I just hope they miss. I hope they miss, or they start shooting before they get to me so that I can like jump into this yard and hide behind some trees. I don't even know, but I do have to sneeze. Excuse me. That's right. I'm always about to rhyme, even in times of COVID-19. So, whatever, no big deal. I'm just in horrific fear as cars go by, and I'm like, well, this is no good. Cars are going to keep going by. And then I can't remember which happened first. I think first was no. Yeah. Anyway, so however the street is, I'm like walking up the street, down the street, and this car like passes me, but like immediately starts slowing down, like like right here, like right at like. They didn't turn down the next intersection, the only right turn there was, or left turn, whichever. Like I said, I can't remember which direction I was facing for this part. And it's like The only reason for this is to them to back up, and 5 maniacs are going to jump into this car and they're going to beat me. Or maybe if I'm lucky, they're just going to hang out this side and scream at me. Or maybe they're just going to shoot me. Oh my god. Maybe they're just going to shoot me. And the car did stop, and I'm like, oh god, like, this is real. This is real. This is real. I'm the only one here. There's no reason. And then it just kind of did a thing where it was like, and it was like, oh, they just somehow missed this giant turn to the right and awkwardly went the other way. And I'm just like, oh my god, like, I am drenched in sweat now because somebody overshot a turn slightly. Like, that's so normal, but because the last few weeks have been super not normal. There's report of shots fired down in Dartmouth today again, and hopefully it's more construction or whatever the reason. So it's not like, well, that's over with. I still haven't found out or figured out if the guy with the detonators and the guns and all the stuff lives in my old apartment or just adjacent to it. And my mom asked me, hey, that other horrible atrocity that happened down there is still happening technically. Is that near you? And we're not talking about it, and don't guess about it in the chat. But I'm just like, oh, no. I was like, that's like, I mean, at least, I think, like, probably 20, 40, or like 40 minutes away, an hour away. I was like, I don't live near water. That's crazy. And then I was like, I should look that up. I'm like, oh, no, I forgot. There's the water's right over there. It was down the street. It was down the street, so awesome. So there's already a bunch of things just floating around in my head when it's like, I shouldn't even just try to go for a walk, I guess. I don't know. I'll just walk in place in my apartment and cry. I don't know. It's a weird world. So, when I get to basically the end or whatever, like the point where I turn around, a car comes towards me, and that one I was just like, oh, this is definitely a car full of maniacs because somebody is already starting to hang out the side of the car. And it was as I'm like turning down the next street or whatever, so it's just like I'm starting to turn away from them, and it's just like hanging out of the car, like, again, super slow motion for a second, but it's like, well, I can see both of his hands. I think this is a classic from my childhood of he's probably going to yell a hate crime, but at least it's just yelling. But instead it was just a ah! And just screaming, and they were, like at least 4 or 5 people jammed up in a car, like all screaming, and just like that's literally got to be illegal right now. Like, that's not social distancing. / like, you definitely went and picked up a bunch of your friends, and now you're driving around screaming, just screaming. And so it's like I'm already like fully just like at level 9, and I'm just like why? And but again, like, because it was just like it was just rowdy teens screaming. Oh, thank God. Classic. It was like that, it inadvertently put me at ease only because it was like I was already up here, that it was like, oh, you guys are only a 7. Like, that's nothing to worry about. So that's what it's like to go for a walk in 2020. Why can't I get this line to connect? There we go. Little smile. Little smile. Hello. Little eyebrow. Higher. Nah. No eyebrows. And the other thing that I did need the note for specifically, because I think it had some dialogue in it that I needed to. I remembered. And it was more Facebook. And since Facebook decided not to play today, Diamond on a Cybertruck. You know that you got the luck when you're driving into Cybertruck. It's got big wheels. Still, it still says sending data. I don't know why. I don't know why it's not sending it to the Facebook. Change color. Well, I'll do some testing with that over the week, I guess. So, the other thing that genuinely upset me, I was like the frog thing, I was legitimately like, whoa, no. Model sheets, that is not on model with Kermit the Frog. But this thing, I'm just like, this is a threat. Like, I know it's totally meant to be an uplifting thing, I think, but it was a full-blown threat. So I'm gonna try my best to remember what it was without getting up and looking. You could just get up and go over there and look. It's like 2 feet away. You just throw it on the Ripley camera, do it while I'm on camera. Just let me take over. I'll tell a little story myself. Remember this one time when I was going no. So scrolling through the Facebook, trying not to get depressed by it, and remember how I don't know, like your parents and just adults back in the old days when they would be like chain letters aren't real, like don't send a chain letter, like it's not a good thing, it's just, giving people anxiety for the sake of anxiety and scaring people, and it's just, fake witchcraft, who cares? So a lot of those are on Facebook now, like, hey, if you don't share this, all the puppies will die. Like, what? Why are you doing that? You're a nice old lady. Aren't you a nice old lady? If I put something on here, a bunch of people will jump down my throat. I'll put 300 posts about me doing a live stream, and nobody, except for Space Goonie, nobody else knows that I exist on Facebook. So that's fine. But as soon as I write something like that, a bunch of people come out of nowhere. We're like, why are none of you here when I do good things? You're only here when I say things that upset people. And I only do it because I jumped into the upset people pool and I was just playing upset ball, right? That's what Facebook is. We're just here passing the upset ball around. No, I'm doing it wrong. I'm always doing it wrong. No big deal. Oh, Pat, that tickles me. So scroll through and it says, no, first it's upside down. So I'm like, challenge accepted. Flip my phone upside down. It doesn't auto turn, so I'm like, I can actually read it. Ha, joke's on you, internet. And it says, I hope, or I wish, or no, you will have like a great life, or you will have a great week, or this is the best. Like, you're just gonna have a great time, and you're great. Like, all right. Those are also kind of annoying sometimes, but thanks. Maybe I did need that today. I wasn't feeling, super great. And now oh wait, there's another sentence. Hold on, let me finish this sentence, and hopefully it's not terrible. Oh, it's gonna. Now I have too many things open. And the other sentence was, if you don't pass this on, if you don't repost this, this is the first day of the worst week of your life, or something like that. This begins, the worst time for you for the rest of the week, or for a whole week. And it's just like, I literally felt good about myself 4 words ago, and not only did you reposted this, or you posted this, I assuming because you read it and you yourself are just like, oh, I don't want to say pessimistic. What's that thing where you're worried about chain letters and stuff? Superstitious. Your superstition bone starts to rattle up behind your lungs, I guess. And you're like, I better, because even I was like, well, I've read this sentence enough now that now I'm going to self-fulfilling prophesize my own bad week. I have to try and actively have a good week now. And, I know how to fix that. I'm going to unfollow this old lady because I know that she's a relative, but it's just like, I don't even know how we're related. Like, I don't know who you are. I don't know who you are. And in fact, I know that you are already having a very bad few weeks right now. And suddenly I'm just like, I was feeling bad for you. And now I suddenly just feel like you just threw just blah. Oh, you didn't have your bucket of pee today? Here's your bucket of pee. Like, I wasn't looking for a bucket of pee. In fact, that first sentence felt like it wiped off the previous bucket of pee that was thrown in my face by, the current times that are happening. And now I'm like, yeah, like my superstition bone is rattling, and I feel like, but I'm like, I'm not continuing a chain letter. I'm not doing that. But it is just like, I feel mildly terrorized right now. Like, why doesn't this have 35 comments saying, come on, why you gotta make us feel bad? Like they do when I purposely try to make people feel bad on Facebook. Can't believe that's not working. Cannot believe it. Better believe I'll be writing to technical support. Excuse me, guys. Excuse me. Excuse me? You have made some promises that your bot cannot keep. So that's a fun bit of Facebook rage. A little bit of Facebook raging. And then the rest of the week has been, I don't know, watching Reno 911 still. Seeing tons of people who are super huge, like performers and improvisers and whatnot, when they were younger and whatnot. In one episode, they go to these hillbillies, this brother and sister that are like fighting, and it's Charlie and the waitress. Who knows if they were together back then? I don't even know, but they were a fighting brother and sister, and it's like, you guys can't be fighting. Like, oh, you're right, we won't fight no more. And then they started making out, and they're like, you can't do that either. They're like, why? It's fine. He's my brother. He ain't some stranger. Craig Robinson practically has like a whole episode, and I'm like, how do I not remember any of this? I just remember Nick Swarsten in like every episode. That's what I did. Okay, so get rid of this page. Oh, he should have been waving. Oh my god. Reno 911. which I don't know if it's already back, or I think it's back at the end of this month on Quibi. It's real quick. What are you talking about? What the Quibi? I don't know. You don't even know what it is, but you're over here talking about Quibi? Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a Netflix, or maybe it's like a YouTube, or maybe it's a CISO. I think it's a new CISO. Oh my god, you're just saying such weird words now. What is the CISO? Because you see something, you saw something? I think that's what they were going with. It was a dumb name and it didn't last, but they put a lot of money into some TV shows. And now, yeah. It was like, I want to say season 2. I haven't been watching them in order either. Or season-wise anyway, but I think it was middle of season 2, if I had to guess, or maybe even early in season 2, but it almost doesn't even look like them. Like, it took a second to even recognize them. I think Danny DeVito is the producer. Oddly enough. There we go, a little wave. So to give a few things away about this particular storyline, I mean, I said some last week anyway, but basically, I'm all like, whatever, like, yeah, well, maybe we'll just have to replace you with someone a little more Raven, and then this little guy shows up, and his name is That's-So the Raven. That's that joke. And then he's like, I made up a little dance and I'm loving it. And Milo's like, you gotta be kidding me. Because he's about to be replaced. Possibly killed. Yeah. This is a little before. Milo's all like, am I famous on the internet yet? And I'm like, what? No. Why? And I still gotta finish the mouths in that one too. Lots of partially done comic strips. Oh, it's still set to paint behind. And this one is actually just, I mean, the beginning of this is just me venting. Again, like I said, about nobody except for Space Goonie. And, she has too many names, but the daughter of Tyr, Elkashire, Lucy Loser. I know that her real name is Megan now. Make me feel like I don't exist on Facebook when I post things. So yeah, that's what this is about. Because Milo's like, am I famous on the internet yet? I'm like, no, of course not. Why? He's like, I was talking to some YouTube kid, and he told me to stick with it. You'll get there someday. Even though I've been doing this for 10 years. And I'm like, well, you know what that means. What does that mean? I'm just like, it's time to kill you off and replace you with someone a little more Raven. And he's like, you're going to kill me? I'm like, no, I'm not going to kill you. But you got to die. And then I explain, story structurally how he has to die. And he's like, I don't agree with that. But he's got to die. You got to die. Again, I'm right here. I'm in the room, and you're talking about how I have to die. It couldn't be more ruder. Like, it just couldn't be more ruder. You can live in the shadows. Hide over here with me. No one even notices that you're over here, looking at all the crimes through this window. And as soon as we can go outside, I'll stop those crimes. All right, yeah, that's great, but I'm sorry. I need the limelight. I need the spotlight. And I need this little light, and I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. No, that's enough of that. So the other thing about just like, hey, I need this to be something. I need more aggressive relaxation and Dio Mio trucks, cyber trucks, if you will, to watch my conversation. My one-sided conversation with Space Goonie and Pat. The brush is too thick. because the other thing that I did over the weekend, well, right before the weekend, realized, or somebody realized, oh my god, I owe you a bunch of money. And I'm like, you do? Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want your money, but you could do some work for me that I don't ever want to do. And that work would be kind of producing a project that I want to do. By producing it, I would still do it because that's my thing. Is I want to do the projects, but I need somebody to then take that project and be like, make it something. I don't know. All I do is put things on the internet, and 17 people see it. So I'm not internet famous or rich, but it would be great to be able to sell some T-shirts that I do not sell. Everyone also, hey, what are you doing on Facebook all day? They're like, just talking about all my internet shopping. I see. I'm just gonna pop over to my store. Still nothing? No, no sales. All right, cool. Enjoy your internet shopping. I'll just be over here making stuff to wear and look at myself, which I'm also kind of cool with. That's kind of why I do things. When I do finish this book, it will be cool to sell 1,000,000 copies or whatever. 10,000 copies, 50 copies. But realistically, I kind of just want this one compendium of my own comic strippings on my shelf for me. Every once in a while, I'll flip through what I do with my own books that I have done. They're not on these shelves, they're out there. But everything I do is still more or less for myself. I'm a one selfish muppet. So, it's mostly laid out, but yeah, I'm just like, all right then. I was like, I'm gonna write a script. I'm gonna put together like some kind of special. I have a bunch of ideas. I dreamt of one the other night. And I'm just like, yeah, I should do that. But part of me says you can't do that, and that's what it's gonna be about. But it's essentially a me and Milo adventure, not really adventure, special. So it's kind of like this, except pre-written and cleverly put together with some jumps in time to build story and even some sci-fi-ness. And I don't know. I'm just like, do you make me a Netflix special? Turn this into a Netflix special, or a Quibi, or something. Just something other than I put it on YouTube for nobody. Unless, of course, by the time I finish making it, my YouTube becomes a thing where it is like, hey, everyone come to my YouTube. Watch the thing that I made. So that got me pretty motivated on the weekend, and it was pretty fun. I just first thought, like, I got nothing. I don't know why I thought all my ideas are gone. And then I remembered my idea and started writing, and very quickly Milo took over in the importance of the thing, to the point where it's like, all right, I've written the Milo buddy movie part of this whole thing now, and that's supposed to be the secondary thing. Now it's the main thing. Now I have to write the main thing that fits in between there. Without knowing exactly what I'm talking about or giving things away, it just sounds like nonsense. But that's what I did for a good chunk of the weekend. That, and I almost did my taxes. No, still too happy. There we go. But the biggest thing about doing my taxes, what makes me take forever to do it, is, one year I hit the send button. There we go, taxes are done. Went to check like months later, like, how come I haven't gotten my taxes back? They never take this long, especially when I electronically send it in. Then it was like, oh, it didn't send. I didn't do my taxes this year. Like, send. And then it finally went through. It was like, all right, received. I was like, cool. They were wicked late. That was like the latest thing I've ever done in my life, and I'm usually pretty terrified of doing things late. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Taxes deadline doesn't matter. So I'm not afraid of that anymore. And the other thing is, like, I do because of, I do stuff and I have things to write off, I save my receipts all year round. But I keep forgetting which receipts are which, so then they all go into the same pile, regardless if they're just like I went to Wendy's or I have actual office equipment. So then I'm just like, ugh, I got to sort through all of these things um, and organize that. So that's really the hard part, and the other part is just like adding it up and putting it in. So I organized all that stuff, did that math, and then it's like, ugh, now I just have to go in and input my taxes, which also it takes like 20 minutes, really 30 minutes, and then it's like another 3 hours of just, why won't it send? Why are you telling me this is wrong? This is not wrong. That's the number. Like, just take it. That's the right number. You're going to eventually let this be the right number, but for some reason you're going to say no for an hour and a half, and you'd be like, oh, thank you. Like, I didn't change anything. I don't know why this worked. Slash, the other thing of just, the paranoia of, did I do this wrong? I don't want anybody to come after me. Like, all right, everything's accounted for. Went through all these folders and cataloged, whatever, like reported. There we go. All of my commissions and whatever book sales, like all that stuff. The $90 that I've made doing that stuff over a year. All right, so that's that page and that page. But it's mostly just that. Like, once I actually get into it, I'm like, this is easy. Like, I know this system. This is a Unix system. I've done this so many years now, and because it's a year between each thing, it's the same as like going on an airplane. I'm like, it's been another 4 or 5 years since I've been on an airplane. So yeah, now I'm terrified again. But if I do like 3 airplanes in a row, by the third one, I'm like, this is fine. Hey, I don't need to continually think happy thoughts as hard as I can to keep this thing afloat. That's probably not how it works. But, first flight of a 3 or 4 flight trip is fully just like, nope, got to keep on concentrating, got to keep this thing afloat. Hope everybody else is thinking positive thoughts, or else we're going to die. If anybody else is thinking that we're going to die, then we will die. So we all have to think about how we're flying, and we're going to have a good time. We're having a good time flying, and everything's great, right, everybody? Well, I'm just going to try and incept everyone's mind with my mind from my seat and force happy flying thoughts into everybody's heads, even though these thoughts are definitely actually the opposite, if that's how the universe works. But I'm doing my best to not think about a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man filling up the airplane and bringing it down. Like, I'm not going to race dance this. I'm going to Peter fly this. Egon Spangler. That can't turn into fly. Ray Stance. I can't remember Peter's last name. Vankman. Peter Vank. That sounds like sinking. Anyway, that's those thoughts. And then this little bird just dances, puts on his red shoes and dance the blues. Just sway under the moonlight, under the serious moonlight. Yeah, since I didn't do a whole comic today, feels like I just wasted time. Feels like I just wasted time. And I'm zoomed out. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to think pretty sure there's nothing else left on that list over there. There always is one thing. But the only thing I can keep thinking about is just regular news. That, and I almost said that in the worst way possible. I'm going to say it the best way, and then I'll say it how I almost said it. Late night TV, especially, like, I don't watch any of it. I just watch the odd Stephen Colbert. Conan looks terrible. I can't watch that. But at least Stephen Colbert seems like you got it set up. This is where you are. And Seth Morris, nope. Seth, the guy from Saturday Night Live who has a Tonight Show now. Both of theirs still feel like a bit of a TV set. Although Stephen Colbert still kills me. Seth Meyers, there we go, yeah. Thanks, guys. Stephen Colbert still feels really low. I feel like he's like, hello, I'm going to do a little show now, but I don't know how to set up a camera. But still close enough. And but Seth Meyers feels like, oh, this feels like a show. This one I can accept. Jimmy Kimmel. I don't hate Jimmy Kimmel. He has fun. I don't watch his show. The odd time you'll see a clip or whatever. But it's not something I go looking for, mostly because it is like, oh, I've already seen whatever you're saying. I've already seen in the other shows. You're all making the same jokes. But yeah, and the last John Oliver show, like, if he ever did go into a studio, it was pointless. But yeah, Jimmy Kimmel's show, or whatever, like, whenever I turn it on, it is like, here's drawings by my kids, and they're singing the theme song. Our dad's doing a show. Hey, kids, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, this is a late night show, right? One, it's too sunny out. Like, I know that you film it during the day and whatever, but now I can see, your beautiful backyard through your window, and you're just standing in your big fancy room and talking to your kids that are somehow still infants when all the other talk show hosts have grown-up kids. I don't know how yours are still young. And yeah, I don't know, the idea of Jimmy Fallon being at home. Jimmy Fallon has kids? Did I get them confused? Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon? But yeah, it just drives me crazy with the fact that it is like, this is supposed to be a show for grown-ups, and you're just an annoying parent now. But on all of them, at some point, it seems there's oh my god, here's my dog. Oh my god, hey, you gotta get out of here. Oh, baby, come on up and say hi to everybody. Say hi, doggy. Really? Are you not a television comedian? Have you not done a bit? And all of you have at some point done a bit about, oh, you're trying to talk to your Aunt Matilda, but she's like, oh, here's Ruggles. Say hello to Jimmy, Ruggles. Say hello. He wants to say hello. And the dog is trying to get away. And it's just like, come on now, Ruggles. And I know people love that. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, I've done it here with the dog. And every single time I'm just like, I don't want you to be here being a dog. You can sit in the chair and high five when I ask for a high five. But beyond that, if you're acting like a dog, no. Today's episode is brought to you by the crushing deliciousness of Orange Crush. Because, I haven't eaten enough sugar in the past 2 weeks. But realistically, you know how an animal should act like this. You should wear a little shirt and sit on a little stool and be hospitable about everything. Exactly. I mean, you're never hospitable about anything. But this is the ideal pet, sitting on a little chair, wearing a little shirt, and hopefully covering up their stupid face. Why did you have to add stupid to that? You could just say face. I mean, I know I said that thing before that we're gonna fight forever, like Highlanders, but it's super rude to call my face stupid, even though I will, and I promise I will scratch your face off while you're sleeping. But that doesn't mean that you can call me an idiot. That's exactly what it means. You're kind of an idiot. Did you forget that I'm over here? Yeah, idiot as well. Oh man. It's sweeps week. Get your dog. Now I'm just doodling. I'm not even doing anything to do with the comic right now. Excuse me. Soda pop burps and dreams of candy. I can't believe that Facebook didn't work like a dandy. But don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop. It will soon be here. Any day now. Yesterday is gone. The weird thing about it, the streaming on Facebook, is I'm also over here like, oh, like I guess I just don't have the bandwidth. My internet's not fast enough. I'm like, I'm not the one restreaming it throughout different things. It goes to the restream.io, where I give them my hard-earned money, and I work wicked hard. We could talk really long and hard about how hard I've worked in the last 2 weeks alone, in the last 2 days alone. So when I give you some money to restream a thing, because you're like, oh, we could totally do that, but you're gonna have to give me some money. And I'm like, you know what? For once in my life, I will put some money into the thing that I like doing. Here you go, sir. It's mostly there's a bunch of free stuff, but because I wanna add some things, I had to do the upgrade, and as of right now, it didn't work. So, but like I said, it looks like from one of my dashboard, I can see that it should be working, or that it's sending something somewhere. But yeah, it's mostly the fact that it's like, hey, you're making me feel like I did something wrong. Like, no. This should be running faster and better now because, I'm at least one tier up. At least one tier up. Instead, you're making me tear up. And I actually did. I turned Mixer back on as well because I'm like thinking, you know what? There are some followers on there. There's some good people on Mixer. It's not all hate crime maniacs. And I feel bad for the people, I'm punishing everybody for the few hate crime maniacs. So I went in, but then I'm just like, maybe I can just disable. If I can just disable the chat, then there you go. You can watch it, but I'm sorry, I can't allow you to speak to me in that tone and in those words. So I don't know. Like I don't use Mixer. I don't look at Mixer anyway. But there was a setting where it's like, yeah, like you can set it so people can't chat until they reach a certain level within your channel, within your community. And I'm like, I have no idea what that means. But yeah, that sounds okay. So I kind of cranked it up where it's like, I guess I don't know how you earn level points. Maybe just by watching for a few episodes and not causing trouble. Ow, my knee. But as near as I can tell, I'm like level 59 or something like that in my own channel. So I'm like, well, I'm never here, so it must be pretty easy to level yourself up. And also the robot monitor, depending on what level you are, will monitor you more as you're going through. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I started doing that, But then because I thought also Facebook was going to be running, I'm like, I can't do both. I definitely can't handle both. So if some Facebook people show up, fine. But if Facebook people show up, like here's some new people that I assume aren't going to be maniacs, and then hey, by the way, we're just swinging in from Mixer to type the N word into your channel. Like, don't do that. Please don't do that. So I was messing around with that, but yeah, I figured like, well, let's see how the Facebook works first, and then next week we'll mix in some Mixer and see what happens, sister. And now, yeah, I'll end up having probably some weird random live streams happening throughout the week, just as a test. But even more so, it definitely seems like some sort of server issue. It'll probably work tomorrow. With these things, there's always ups and downs. There's always downtime here and there when something does break or a server overloads, or slash. It is just one of those things where it's like, hey, everybody's having watch parties to watch whatever people get drunk and knit or whatever's going on normal Facebook Live, and of course celebrities, they're all Facebook Live, and so it's like, yeah, we're all watching this and watch partying popular people. So of course, why would we give you some of our bandwidth? Who are you? Who are you? Who could it be now? Ha! Said, who could it be now? Some kind of stranger knocking at your door. He's like, hey, you don't have a stream no more. I'm your Facebook. I'm your dream. Something else. Is this on Steam? Oh no, I was drawing. And he's just moving his mouth around for no reason. Anyway, there's some Milo jumping through the air. It's 10 o'clock. I think that's enough there. But anyway, like I say, it would be great to have a real audience. But at the heart of it, at the genuine heart of this, my real drive to do this every week is straight up to be like, I could easily just call this the Pat and Jenny show. Or it's like, who's Pat? Who's Jenny? They're not here. They're the audience. Like, I think that's a good idea, actually. I mean, it's no such thing as grown-ups. We explain it all the time, why it's called that, because there is no such thing as grown-ups. We're all just maniacs with imaginary cats and machinations of fun. And Space Goonie and Pat are, very good examples of that. If you're not following, if you are new here, oh, and of course, Bill and Ted, Avocado Shakes and Drake. I talk at them a lot as well, but they're somewhat new. What? That's not quotes. There's no need for quotes. They're somewhat new to this, but yeah, at the heart of it, when this started, it was just like, hey guys, I'm gonna keep doing this, and you'll be able to talk back at me, and it'll be just when I'd hang out at your place, and you guys would wait to say something, and I would not stop talking, and that's the fun that we have. But the addition, of Avocado Shakes and the Bill and Ted's, I really do. I have to say, like, something extra magical. What it is, like, well, why do you do this? Like, oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, go follow Pat. He's doing his stream again, and so is Mike White. Mike White Robot is inking another book, so he's doing a real published comic over there. So that's cool. But yeah, when Avocado Shakes sends me pictures of Bill and or Ted swiping at the lines on the screen, like, that makes my day so much. Like, the addition of that, where it's like a big audience would be cool, cumbersome, I'm sure, and stressful, but ideally, I love that the Todd Glass audience, where it's like, oh, I'd love, like, just, a nice small intimate place. Like, I'd love to do shows for, like, 14 people or whatever. Like, that would be awesome. And I do. And I do. I guess, yeah, self fulfilling prophecies. You're going to have a terrible week or a great week. You're going to have a terrible week because you realized you wished yourself into a 14 people audience because that's as many people as you can handle. And that's, you're terrible at wishing. You know that, right? You're like literally the worst. I mean, if we go through even just things in this room, if you were like, oh, I wish so hard that I had that Ninja Turtle and that it didn't cost $100. Like that was one of your wishes. Yeah, and it came true. And not only that, he's got little glasses. I mean, I've got two. Oh no, they don't really fit on him that well. And yeah, like this is still slowly growing. There's been a few kind of awesome, cool new people popping up on my Instagram, saying stuff and looking at stuff. Like I said, out in BC. Still can't say any of her names, but the daughter of Tiro or whatever. Like it's like, oh, like I don't know you. Like you're a person from space. There's this person. I think she's just in Halifax or Moncton, one or the other, one of those cities, and. And she would just be like, oh, like, we missed you at Halcon and stuff. I'm like, I don't know who you are. And so look at the pictures, like, do I recognize anything other than, like her pointing to her wall, and she's got, like, the whole set of my dinosaurs. I'm like, well, we definitely met then, because you can't really buy those without meeting me. So there is, like, this slow build that it's like, that is kind of how I can take things. But other than the fact it's like, oh, when I start writing a project where I'm like, all right, I'm going to make a movie, and I'm like, movie really requires a half decent audience, or for you all to live close enough that I'd be like, hey, I'm having a movie thing. You're all coming to the theater. I rented a space. We're watching the movie. We're doing this whole thing. But yeah, like I said, like this guy here, like for so long, I'm like someday, and like there are the bigger ones that are like, well, $400 now, but it was like $30-$40. But I always thought I was like, oh, those things are so expensive. But look at them. That's a genuine smile. And something about Raphael in glasses that I really feel like he looks like me. Maybe it's the giant nose area, but once I put that up as my profile picture, I'm like, that doesn't feel like it's not me. Weird, super weird. I mean, it's not easy being green, or translucent green, or fighting crimes with size and eating pizzas in between. And exactly, it was, again, being at the farmer's market and seeing people just spend money on things and whatever. It's like, oh, I can do that. I can spend money on things that aren't specifically for a project or work. Like, I can have an soda pop, pop pop. I can have an action figure, even like this little Bob Ross guy here. It was like, forever. I'm like, I don't need a little Bob Ross, but I did. Treat yourself, put something on the shelf. Get some avocado toast for your elf. But anyway, made it past 10, and we did it again. I don't remember why I started going off on that tangent, other than the heart and soul of this is to hang out with you guys. And even like I said, when I can't remember Packroyd, but when Daryl stops in, and Jash, and just a bunch of random people that I don't get to see, it's awesome to have this thing where it's like, hey, we got to have a little Fight Club single serving time together. And really, the only thing wrong with Fight Club as a real event, as a movie, it's the thing that makes it the movie. But in real life, what's wrong with Fight Club is you introduce me to this magical thing of like, hey, yeah, we can have this single serving conversation. We can be airplane buddies. You can leave here with the story of the weird soap guy in the glasses and the leather jacket, and I'll leave here with this guy was so straight laced, but I think I changed his mind about some things, and we both have a little bit of something to take away, and infect other people with. A little information virus of fun. But then, then for some reason, I mean, again, not to spoil Fight Club. Why do I keep not to spoil Fight Club? But if he wasn't already him when he goes to the dilapidated house, like, that killed me. Like, watching that movie the first time, even though I still think I knew what it was about, but the first time when he gets to that dilapidated house, and I'm just like, no, how do you even get this far down the street without going, no, I'll find some way, somewhere, somehow, someplace else to stay. Keeping in mind that before he gets all Tyler Durden-y, he definitely has the money to go somewhere, except for the fact that, again, yes, he is Tyler Durden, so he already put his money into buying this property or whatever he did. But if he's Edward Norton, then it's just like, how do you... then it's like, well, I'll be in this bathtub rubbing blood off myself. Like, time to leave. How do you become more friends with this guy? And again, and yes, because I am this guy, and I'm becoming more attuned with who I am. But, you know how it is. Once again, am I the Tyler Durden or are you the Tyler Durden? I can never remember. Like, I mean, I'm orange and I'm super cool, and sometimes I wear leather jackets and I go fight people. Sometimes I just go fight people, and you're a weird nerd that would love to have a super nice coffee table with a weird name. So never mind. I guess I answered my own question. Yeah, you're a loser and I'm super cool. Where are my sunglasses? Next week, put sunglasses on me. Maybe. Does Tyler Durden? He's all clean shaven. Oh, you can still wear the mask. Yeah, Tyler Durden with a mask. That'll be fine. See you next Tuesday, guys. See you next Tuesday. But yeah, seriously, thanks everybody for watching and hanging out and letting me expel the nonsense that that builds up around the gears all week long about the maniacs and crazies who think it's cool to be a crazy maniac. Even though, like, I think I'm a crazy maniac, but harmless and fun. Like, this is as maniac as people should be, right? Right? But if I could steal one major piece of advice in times of chaos and strife, no matter who you are, no matter what you may be, try your best to relax aggressively. Ripley. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, don't argue. Just go to the credits. We're done. Wow.